Hello, and welcome to Sleepy Stories. Composers. You found your way to a quiet corner of the internet, a place where music and history meet, not in loud declarations, but in soft reflections. Here, we drift through the lives of composers. We explore their struggles, their triumphs, and the music they leave behind. Thank you for being here. If you find comfort in these journeys, I invite you to like this video. And if you'd like to return to more quiet stories of music and memory, you can subscribe. That way, you'll always have a soft place to come back to. A place where you can rest, reflect, and let music carry you into calm. So now, take a slow, gentle breath. Feel the rise of your chest, the quiet pause at the top, and the soft release as the breath falls away. Let that rhythm soothe you. Let the sound of these words become like waves on a quiet river, steady and unhurried, drawing you deeper into rest. The story of a composer is not only dates and places. It is the quiet of childhood rooms, the echoes of laughter, the shadows of sorrow, and the tender way all of it finds its way into music. Each note is a memory transformed, a fragment of life set free in sound. You may notice as you listen that your body grows heavier, the way a soft shawl settles around your shoulders. Every sound outside of this story drifts further away. There is nothing you need to hold on to now. You can let go and simply float in the gentle current of words. Tonight we step into early 19th century Poland, a land of quiet villages, endless forests, and rivers glinting in the morning sun. The streets of Warsaw hum softly with life, while the distant whispers of political change ripple through the air. Here, in this delicate and shifting world, a child was born. Frédéric Chopin. Imagine the small village of Selezowahola, where the morning mist lingers above fields and the first light of day filters softly through the trees. The air smells faintly of earth and dew. In a modest house, a young boy stretches his fingers toward the piano, each note a gentle sigh, each melody a fragment of wonder. Even as a child, Chopin's music seemed to arrive from somewhere beyond him, as if he was simply a channel for something tender and eternal. His surroundings were quiet, yet alive. Bird song in the morning, the soft murmur of nearby streams, the distant sound of a horse's hooves along the cobblestone paths. These gentle rhythms of daily life seeped into his imagination, shaping the poetic, intimate voice he would carry into adulthood. Even now, you may feel yourself sinking further into this calm world. Notice the stillness, the soft textures of imagined sounds, the slow unfolding of a life that will someday touch countless hearts through music. With every gentle breath, allow your mind to drift through Poland's rolling landscapes, to the small rooms where Chopin first coaxed melodies from the piano, unaware of the greatness that lay ahead. From this serene, reflective space, Chopin's music would grow, tender, longing, and infinitely expressive. And it is here, in the quiet corners of his early world, that we begin our journey through the life of Frédéric Chopin. And so, with breath slowing and thoughts growing softer, we begin the story of Frédéric Chopin. We begin our story in the small, peaceful village of Selezowahola, Poland, in the year 1810. Imagine the soft glow of morning sunlight spilling across quiet fields, the air filled with the delicate scent of earth and blooming flowers. The distant hum of village life drifts lazily through the air, the gentle clatter of a cart on cobblestones, the soft lowing of cows, and the occasional murmur of voices carried on the breeze. As you take a slow, gentle breath, feel the rise of your chest and the soft release as the air falls away. Let that rhythm settle over you, like the quiet hush of the Polish countryside, easing you into calm. In this serene place, a boy was born, Frédéric Chopin, whose fingers would one day speak more tenderly than words ever could. Even as a newborn, there was a subtle sensitivity in him, a quiet awareness of the world that seemed unusually deep. His eyes, attentive and observant, absorbed the light and shadow around him, the gentle curve of the nearby river, the way the morning sun filtered through leaves, casting tiny, flickering patterns on the floor. Each sensation, each quiet sound, became a fragment of memory, seeds of the expressive life to come. Feel the weight of your body sinking softly into a chair, a bed, or a blanket. Imagine the calm of early morning stretching through your limbs, each breath inviting a sense of comfort and safety. Let your mind drift with the rustling leaves and the distant song of birds, just as young Chopin's imagination drifted in the gentle rhythms of Shelazawa. His home was modest, yet filled with warmth. His mother, deeply nurturing, recognized the delicate spark in her son. She encouraged his love for music, often sitting quietly nearby as he explored melodies and sounds. Her presence was a gentle guide, a soft hand on the edge of a piano key, a whisper of reassurance that each note mattered. In this safe, intimate space, Chopin began to discover not only music, but the tender capacity of the human heart to feel and reflect. Now, as you breathe slowly, notice your body growing heavier, letting go of tension with each exhale. Picture yourself sitting quietly in a sunlit room, the faint scent of polished wood and flowers drifting in. Imagine soft music surrounding you, like invisible threads wrapping gently around your senses, soothing and steadying your mind. From early childhood, Chopin was drawn to the piano. He would linger at the keys for hours, his small fingers coaxing melodies from the instrument, experimenting with rhythm, tone, and emotion. Even without understanding the full complexity of music, he seemed to intuit its language, the way each sound could carry weight, color, or a gentle sadness. His world was quiet, yet filled with inner music, notes and harmonies floating like morning mist. Feel your shoulders relaxing, your jaw softening, and let a slow, steady wave of calm pass through your body. Let the story of this small child at the piano drift alongside your own awareness, a gentle current guiding you deeper into rest. Imagine the keys beneath his fingers, each note a delicate whisper, a soft sigh of possibility. The countryside of Shelazawa offered an endless canvas of inspiration. Rolling fields, quiet forests, and the gentle flow of streams created a backdrop for a sensitive mind to wander. Chopin noticed these details. The shimmer of dew on grass, the distant chime of a church bell, the subtle changes of light throughout the day. These tiny observations seeped into his consciousness and would one day emerge in the delicate, expressive qualities of his compositions. As you continue to listen, allow your breath to slow naturally. Feel your body settling more deeply, the weight of it pressing softly into the surface beneath you. Let the quiet landscapes of Poland expand in your mind's eye, letting every leaf, every ripple of water, and every soft bird call guide you gently toward calm. Chopin's family life was both tender and instructive. His father, though strict in some ways, provided encouragement and structure, supporting the boy's education and artistic development. At home, lessons in reading, writing, and basic languages occurred alongside lessons in music. Yet it was always the piano that called most strongly, whispering to him in the quiet hours of the morning and evening. Notice, with your next breath, the sensation of calm spreading from your chest to your arms, your legs, your hands. Let your body feel light, yet supported. Allow yourself to rest here, as Chopin rested in the safe embrace of his family home, letting melodies and imagination weave quietly through his young mind. Even as a child, Chopin displayed remarkable focus. He could sit at the piano for long stretches, experimenting, improvising, and absorbing the sounds around him. He would watch the subtle movements of light and shadow in his room, or the way the wind stirred leaves outside, and he seemed to translate these observations into music without knowing it. Each tiny discovery, each sound he noticed, became part of the gentle, reflective world that lived inside him. Feel the soft cadence of your own breath, rising and falling with quiet certainty. Imagine that each inhale draws in inspiration, each exhale releases tension. Let the rhythm of these words, like Chopin's delicate melodies, carry you gently forward without hurry or effort. Life in the village was simple, yet the world beyond offered subtle hints of unrest. Poland, under foreign rule at the time, carried undercurrents of history and longing. Though Chopin was only a child, there was an awareness, however faint, that the land itself held stories of loss and hope. This awareness, combined with his natural sensitivity, helped form the melancholic, deeply reflective tone that would later define his music. Now, allow yourself to sink even further into comfort. Let the soft hum of imagined village life settle into your awareness, distant laughter, the sound of horses on cobblestone, birds in the morning sky. Let these tiny sounds, these glimpses of a quiet world, calm your mind and body alike. In these early years, Chopin's imagination was vibrant and unhurried. He would sometimes wander through the fields, listening to the breeze, feeling the texture of grass beneath his fingers, and letting these gentle sensations mingle with the music that already lived inside him. Each day offered new discoveries, quiet joys, and soft lessons about the world and his own feelings. Feel your own body swaying slightly with each breath, as though cradled by an unseen current. Let this gentle rhythm echo the calm pace of Chopin's childhood, the unhurried unfolding of a life steeped in observation, sensitivity, and early musical discovery. Chopin's early compositions were small, delicate works, yet they already carried an unmistakable sense of personality. They reflected not only his skill with the piano, but also his sensitivity to the world, moments of joy, of longing, of quiet contemplation. In these works, the seeds of his later genius could be felt, the tender, intimate voice that would one day capture hearts around the globe. As you breathe gently, imagine yourself beside him at the piano. Feel the smooth keys beneath your fingers, the soft vibrations of each note, the way sound can fill a quiet room and still leave space for reflection. Let your mind and body relax, as if each note carries away tension, leaving only calm and comfort. By the time Chopin was entering his school years, his talent was becoming evident to all who knew him. His performances in the local salons, simple yet heartfelt, impressed neighbors and visiting musicians alike. Even at this young age, there was a hint of something extraordinary, a voice both delicate and expressive, fragile yet enduring, full of life and feeling. Notice your own heartbeat, steady and calm. Feel the comfort of a quiet, safe space surrounding you, much like the supportive, nurturing environment that allowed Chopin to flourish. Let the soft unfolding of his story carry you deeper into rest, as if each word were a gentle hand guiding you forward. As the sun sets on Yelazawa Wola each evening, imagine the soft golden light bathing the fields, the piano resting quietly in a warm room, and young Chopin leaning over the keys, discovering the joy of sound. His fingers move with care and curiosity, translating the world around him into music, each note a reflection of his heart. Take one more slow, gentle breath. Let the calm of this quiet village, the soft pulse of early life, and the tender beginnings of Chopin's musical journey settle into your mind and body. Feel your awareness of the outside world drift away, leaving only the gentle, immersive world of this story. And so, in this small village surrounded by nature, love, and the quiet hum of daily life, Frédéric Chopin began his lifelong conversation with music. Each note he played was a whisper of the soul, a soft reflection of the world he so deeply felt. From here, we will follow him as he moves into Warsaw, where his studies will shape his remarkable gift even further, and where the first true blossoming of his musical voice will unfold. As the soft days of Selazawa Wola slowly gave way to new experiences, young Frédéric Chopin prepared to leave the quiet village behind. Imagine him walking along winding country paths, the morning sun spilling across fields of wildflowers, his small fingers brushing the tall grasses as he moves. In his heart, the gentle hum of the piano keys still resonates, carrying the memories of home and the tender melodies that first awakened his imagination. As you listen, a gentle calm begins to settle over you, spreading like warm sunlight, softening the edges of your thoughts, letting each breath carry ease and stillness through your whole being. By the time he reached Warsaw, Chopin's talent was undeniable. The city, larger and more vibrant than his small village, offered new sounds, new rhythms, and new people who would shape his musical path. Walk with him in your imagination down the cobblestone streets, past the markets and fountains, the soft chatter of neighbors blending with the distant toll of a church bell. Each sound seems infused with quiet possibility, and with every note of this story, allow yourself to sink deeper into gentle relaxation, as if the world itself is slowing, making space for calm to grow naturally within you. Chopin's formal musical education began at the Warsaw Conservatory, where he studied under the careful guidance of Wojciech Wajny. Picture a quiet room filled with polished wood, sunlight filtering through tall windows, dust motes drifting lazily in the warm air. Young Chopin sits at the piano, small hands poised above the keys, the teacher offering gentle instruction. A wave of serenity moves through you, subtle and effortless, letting every sound, every imagined ray of sunlight carry a soft ease that flows slowly and thoroughly, settling into your awareness like a gentle tide. Even as he practiced diligently, Chopin's imagination soared beyond exercises and theory lessons. He began experimenting with melody, exploring nuances of touch, tone, and expression that would become hallmarks of his style. Each key, each soft vibration offered a chance to express something delicate, something uniquely his own. The piano became a companion, a mirror for his emotions, and a gentle guide through the complexity of his growing mind. With every imagined note, your own mind drifts into quiet reflection, each thought slowing, softening, merging with the gentle rhythm of the story. In Warsaw, Chopin absorbed not only music but also the textures and rhythms of city life. The sounds of carriages on the streets, children's laughter in courtyards, and the distant calls of merchants subtly informed his understanding of rhythm and phrasing. He listened attentively, translating these everyday sounds into the delicate language of his compositions, turning ordinary life into intimate, expressive music. And as you follow this, a quiet ease washes through you, a gentle rhythm like a calm current, soothing, softening, letting your awareness rest in a quiet, reflective space. During these formative years, Chopin also began giving small performances. Friends and neighbors would gather in warm, candlelit rooms, listening quietly to the delicate, almost ethereal sounds he produced. His music, though subtle, carried weight, a sensitivity and emotional depth that drew people in and lingered softly in their hearts. The story itself carries a slow, soothing cadence now, allowing calm to fill the spaces between words, letting your mind float gently, as if the music itself were a gentle cradle for your thoughts. The city also introduced Chopin to fellow students and musicians, many of whom became lifelong companions and influences. They shared lessons, experiments, and quiet conversations about the beauty and emotion in music. In this circle, Chopin learned not only the technical mastery of the piano, but also the subtle art of expressing what words could not convey. You may notice a soft relaxation spreading quietly through your chest and limbs, gentle and effortless, as though the calm of Chopin's world has reached you, letting every detail of the story settle softly inside. Chopin's compositions from this period already carried hints of the characteristic voice that would define his later works. Short preludes, mazurkas, and nocturnes reflected the soul of his homeland, the tender melancholy and quiet pride of Poland woven into every note. Even in these early pieces, the depth of feeling was remarkable, a reminder that music can speak directly to the heart, softly and without urgency. Let the quiet of this music flow through you now, spreading gentle warmth and soft serenity, as though the notes themselves are guiding you toward ease. While Chopin studied and performed, he also experienced the tender rhythms of ordinary childhood life. Moments of laughter, quiet curiosity, and observation mingled with the disciplined hours at the piano. These ordinary experiences became extraordinary in the hands of a sensitive child. Each encounter, each fleeting emotion captured, absorbed, and stored in the delicate architecture of his mind, ready to emerge in melody. Allow the story's calmness to flow through your own awareness, a quiet stream carrying softness and restfulness to every part of you. By the end of his years in Warsaw, Chopin had begun to emerge as more than a prodigy. He was a young artist, deeply attuned to the subtle emotions of life, both joyful and sorrowful. His fingers had discovered the piano as a voice. His imagination had found endless pathways to expression, and his sensitivity to the world around him had deepened, preparing him for the widest stages of Europe and the music he would one day gift the world. Let this realization settle within you, a gentle, quiet reassurance, the soft knowledge that calm and inspiration can coexist in the same space, carried together effortlessly. And so, with fingers poised above keys, imagination wide open, and heart full of quiet wonder, Frédéric Chopin continued to shape his life through music. From the serene village of his birth to the bustling, inspiring streets of Warsaw, he began to compose not only melodies, but a lifelong conversation with the world, tender, reflective, and infinitely expressive. The story lingers softly now, like a warm, slow breeze, carrying a sense of gentle rest that remains with you as the music of his life continues to unfold. The quiet streets of Warsaw welcome Chopin back with a sense of familiarity and gentle promise. The city, alive with both tradition and the subtle energy of modern life, seemed to hum softly under his sensitive ears. Imagine him walking along the cobblestones, his small feet making quiet sounds as the morning light paints gold across shutters and rooftops. Each step is unhurried, each breath carried by the soft rhythm of the city waking around him. As you listen, allow a quiet ease to settle over you, the gentle pulse of your own breath echoing the calm cadence of Chopin's movements, slow and soothing, filling you with warmth and quiet anticipation. By the time he began performing in small salons and private gatherings, Chopin's reputation had begun to bloom. Friends, neighbors, and teachers watched as his fingers danced lightly across the keys, producing music that seemed to float on air. The soft, intimate notes carried more than mere melody. They whispered the subtleties of feeling, the tender shadows of reflection, and the delicate touch of imagination. Let this music, carried in your mind, wrap around you like a warm, weightless blanket, a gentle presence that eases the mind and softens the edges of thought. Chopin's early compositions reflected the soul of his homeland. Mazurkas and polonaises emerged from the depths of his memory, inspired by the folk dances and melodies that echoed in the countryside of his youth. Each rhythmic step, each ornamental turn of melody spoke of Poland's spirit, quiet yet proud, tender yet resilient. Picture him composing in candlelit rooms, the soft scratch of quill against paper blending with the faint hum of the piano. The melodies seem to hover in the air, lingering like the scent of blooming flowers in spring. Let your body and mind drift gently with these sounds, breathing slowly and comfortably, feeling a subtle calm spread with every imagined note. Even as his fingers learned new passages, Chopin's mind wandered into deeper reflections. There was a quiet melancholy in his music, a soft introspection that hinted at longing and the tender ache of personal reflection. Imagine him pausing mid-composition, gazing out the window at Warsaw's quiet streets, absorbing the subtle details of life around him. Each glimpse of a passerby, each distant call of a vendor, became part of his inner world, woven delicately into his music. Allow your awareness to float with him, gentle and unhurried, as the story moves softly through the quiet layers of memory and melody. Performances in Warsaw's salons were never loud or brash. Instead, they invited listeners to lean in, to discover the intricate beauty that lay within each phrase. Picture a room filled with attentive eyes and soft whispers, the glow of candlelight reflecting off polished instruments and wooden floors. Chopin's music was a conversation without words, a tender bridge connecting hearts. As you listen, feel a calm resonance flowing through your awareness, a quiet warmth settling gently into your mind, carrying a subtle sense of comfort and safety, like the gentle rustle of leaves on a quiet evening. In these years, friendships and collaborations played a subtle but powerful role. Other young musicians, students, and mentors formed circles of gentle encouragement. They shared lessons, exchanged ideas, and sometimes simply sat together, letting music flow between them like a quiet river. In these connections, Chopin found mirrors for his own sensitivity, companions who understood the fragile beauty of his art. Imagine these friendships as soft light streaming across a room, calm and steady, wrapping everything in a quiet sense of ease. Allow that same ease to flow through you, settling gently as you listen. The influence of Polish folk music ran deep in Chopin's early works. Mazurkas, with their lively rhythms and subtle ornamentation, carried the heartbeat of village life. The joy of dancing, the gentle sway of couples moving in harmony, the soft laughter of neighbors in candlelit squares. Polonaises, stately and proud, embodied the dignity of his country, a quiet pride interwoven with understated elegance. Picture each melody unfolding, delicate and precise, yet full of warmth and life. As the story moves, imagine your breath slowing naturally, your mind opening to the subtle beauty and quiet intensity of these early compositions, each note a gentle sigh of reflection. Chopin's sensitivity was not limited to music alone. He observed with quiet attentiveness the small moments of life in Warsaw. A child chasing a hoop, a mother calling her children, the soft clatter of a carriage over cobblestones. These moments, seemingly ordinary, became extraordinary in his imagination, transformed into music that spoke of tenderness, longing, and introspection. Let your awareness drift with these observations, a soft wave of calm moving through you, carrying with it a slow, restful rhythm that mirrors the natural unfolding of life. While his compositions reflected the soul of Poland, they also hinted at Chopin's inner world. There was a subtle melancholy in his melodies, a gentle contemplation of joys and sorrows, of fleeting moments and enduring memories. Even in the playful rhythms of a mazurka, there might be a note of wistfulness, a soft sigh tucked between measures. As you follow the story, allow this gentle melancholy to flow through you like a quiet current, easing tension, softening thought, and deepening the sense of calm that surrounds you. During this period, Chopin's early fame began to extend beyond Warsaw. Performances in nearby cities revealed a young virtuoso whose music, though intimate, held remarkable depth. Letters and whispers of admiration followed him, bringing quiet validation but never distraction from his inner life. Imagine him walking through streets of other towns, piano lessons in the morning, composing in the afternoon, resting in the evening, each day marked by the gentle rhythm of music and life. Let the softness of this pace settle in your mind, each imagined step carrying a calm weight, a soothing cadence, a gentle unfolding of awareness. As he matured, Chopin's improvisational skill became increasingly remarkable. He would sit at the piano and let melodies flow naturally, exploring harmonies and moods with a sensitivity that seemed almost otherworldly. Imagine him closing his eyes, letting his imagination guide his fingers, each note emerging softly, as if whispered by the world itself. Your own thoughts may begin to drift in rhythm with these melodies, slow and unhurried, your mind embracing quiet reflection, letting each phrase of the story carry a gentle ease into your awareness. The young pianist's life was not without its shadows. Even amid admiration and friendship, there was a subtle, persistent longing, a yearning for understanding, for connection, for the intangible feelings that could not always be expressed in words. Chopin's music absorbed these emotions, transforming them into melodies that resonated deeply with anyone willing to listen. Let the story's quiet depth move through you, a calm introspection spreading softly, like sunlight filtering through the leaves of a serene forest, warming, gentle, and unhurried. By the end of his formative years in Warsaw, Chopin had established himself as more than a prodigy. He had become a young artist with a voice uniquely his own, a delicate balance of intellect, emotion, and instinct. His music carried the soul of his homeland, the tender melancholy of personal reflection, and the quiet brilliance of imagination unfurling naturally. Allow this awareness to rest in you, a slow, soothing rhythm that mirrors the unfolding of Chopin's own creative life, a sense of calm and continuity that flows softly through every thought. And so, in the warm candlelight of Salon, the bustling streets of Warsaw, and the quiet corners of his mind, Frédéric Chopin continued to grow. Each note he played, each melody he discovered, each friendship he nurtured contributed to a life that was delicate yet profound, intimate yet universal. The story lingers gently now, a soft current carrying you into reflection and rest, each imagined sound, each whispered note, a subtle lullaby, inviting the mind and spirit to drift slowly, peacefully, and without hurry, into the quiet wonder of Chopin's world. In 1831, Chopin left Warsaw behind, carrying with him memories of quiet streets, candlelit rooms, and the delicate melodies of his homeland. Picture the train or carriage moving slowly through the countryside, fields rolling past, rivers glinting in the soft light of early evening. Each movement seems measured, deliberate, yet gentle, a slow unfolding that mirrors the rhythms of his own thoughts. As you listen, let a quiet ease settle over you, the gentle pulse of your own breath echoing the calm cadence of Chopin's movements, slow and soothing, filling you with warmth and quiet anticipation. The journey to Paris was more than a physical passage. It was an emotional crossing, a passage into exile. The young composer, sensitive and introspective, carried the quiet melancholy of leaving home, the ache of distance from familiar voices, the comfort of his childhood landscapes. Imagine him looking out a window, watching trees blur together, the gentle motion lulling his thoughts into contemplation. Let a gentle calm spread over you as well, a soft ease filling every corner of your awareness, like a quiet hand guiding you into rest. Paris, the city of light, of salons and cafes, of artists and thinkers, welcomed Chopin with a mix of wonder and subtle challenge. Imagine the streets alive with the patter of footsteps, the soft murmur of conversations, the occasional echo of carriage wheels over stone. Here, Chopin would meet other musicians, writers, and painters, exchanging ideas in rooms glowing with candlelight, where music and thought intertwined like gentle streams converging. Let the soft energy of this scene wash over you, a gentle current that moves without hurry, carrying a sense of curiosity and calm together. In Parisian salons, Chopin's delicate music found a receptive audience. He played for attentive listeners, their eyes quiet, their minds open to the fragile beauty he offered. Each note seemed to float, lingering in the air like a soft perfume, drawing the room into a shared, subtle intimacy. Imagine yourself there, letting the soft resonance of each phrase settle over you, a soothing presence that eases the mind and quiets any restless thoughts. The music is gentle, slow, and enveloping, like a warm, weightless blanket draped across the world around you. Yet Paris was not only a place of applause and admiration, it was also a place of longing. Chopin's heart felt the quiet pull of homesickness, the invisible threads connecting him to Poland. Even amid the beauty and opportunity of the city, there was a subtle melancholy that infused his music, a tender reflection of what was lost and what was carried forward. Let that gentle wistfulness settle into your awareness, a soft echo that lingers without urgency, blending seamlessly with the calm, reflective rhythm of your own breath. In these years, Chopin's friendships deepened and expanded. Artists, poets, and fellow musicians formed circles of quiet inspiration. In candlelit rooms, they shared ideas, exchanged critiques, and sometimes simply listened together, letting music and thought flow in a gentle, unhurried exchange. Imagine the soft warmth of these connections, the quiet understanding, the shared glances of encouragement. Let this warmth and subtle ease infuse your own awareness, a gentle current of calm and reassurance flowing slowly through your mind. Romantic passions entered Chopin's life as well, subtle yet profound. He encountered love, desire, and emotional complexity, experiences that would later color his compositions with tender melancholy and intimate beauty. Imagine a soft sunset over Paris rooftops, the sky painted with muted golds and gentle pinks, a quiet backdrop to delicate conversations and fleeting moments of connection. Let this imagery drift through your mind with ease, carrying a sense of serenity, a slow, deliberate unfolding of emotion and reflection that is calm and soothing. Homesickness and the weight of exile did not stifle Chopin's creativity. If anything, they shaped it. His compositions became an intricate tapestry blending joy and sorrow, hope and quiet longing. Mazurkas and polonaises now carried the echo of distant Poland, while nocturnes and preludes explored intimate personal depths. Picture him at the piano in a small Parisian apartment, candlelight flickering, fingers moving with delicate precision, music flowing like a soft river of thought. Let that flowing energy guide your own awareness, softening, slowing, and settling you into a gentle calm. Paris offered endless stimuli, from quiet walks along the Seine to the hushed murmur of bookshops and cafes, to afternoons in salons filled with conversation and music. Every encounter, every whisper of movement, every nuanced expression added a subtle layer to Chopin's compositions. Imagine the delicate rhythms of the city as a gentle pulse beneath his music, the murmur of distant life blending with the intimate resonance of piano keys. Let this pulse seep into your awareness, a slow, steady cadence of ease and quiet curiosity. In Paris, every encounter, every quiet observation, and every note he played became part of a subtle conversation with the world. He attended gatherings, listened to fellow composers, and absorbed the rhythms of a city alive with creativity. All these experiences infused his music, not with noise or haste, but with tender, reflective energy. Imagine yourself drifting through these scenes with him, each image a soft, tranquil pulse, a gentle expansion of ease moving through your awareness. Even amid the challenges of exile, Chopin's presence in Paris gradually became known. His delicate performances, though intimate, attracted admiration from fellow musicians, students, and connoisseurs of music. The world began to recognize the depth, sensitivity, and quiet brilliance of his work. Let this recognition settle into your mind like a soft echo, a gentle affirmation of calm, mastery, and subtle beauty, leaving your awareness slow, open, and relaxed. The streets of Paris, the salons, the quiet moments of the piano, all became part of Chopin's inner landscape, shaping his identity as both artist and observer. The city's energy, mingled with the soft ache of longing, created a fertile space for his music to flourish. Each composition reflected both the external world and the tender inner life of the composer. As you imagine this, allow your own mind to follow the gentle unfolding, a slow, fluid current of calm reflection and quiet wonder moving naturally through your thoughts. By the end of these early Paris years, Chopin had become a young artist, fully in touch with the delicate balance of emotion and technique, reflection and expression. His music carried the whispers of home, the vibrancy of Paris, and the tender, introspective quality that would define his life's work. Let your awareness settle in this harmony, a soft blending of experience, memory, and imagination, the gentle cadence of the story becoming a lullaby for your mind. In the salons and streets of Paris, amid friends, admirers, and quiet longing, Frédéric Chopin continued to grow. Each note he played, each friendship nurtured, each melody discovered, was a step in the unfolding of a life shaped by sensitivity, imagination, and gentle reflection. The story lingers now like the soft echo of music in a quiet room, a calm current carrying your thoughts slowly, effortlessly into rest, as you drift gently alongside the young pianist in a world that is both tender and profound. In Paris, Chopin found himself surrounded by a world that was both dazzling and delicate. The salons, warm, candle-lit rooms filled with quiet conversation, the soft rustle of dresses, and the occasional clink of porcelain teacups became the intimate stages upon which his music first truly spoke. Imagine walking softly through such a room, the low murmur of voices blending with the faint echo of piano notes drifting from a corner. Let the sound settle gently in your mind, a soft current carrying ease and calm, inviting every thought to slow, to pause, and to drift. These salons were more than performance spaces. They were communities of shared inspiration. Writers, painters, musicians, and aristocrats gathered together, exchanging ideas with gentle attentiveness, listening to one another as carefully as they listened to the music. Picture Chopin seated at the piano, fingers hovering above the keys, eyes closed for a brief moment, before releasing a cascade of delicate sound. Each note floats like a whisper in the air, soft and unhurried, a tender conversation between composer and listener. As you imagine this, feel a quiet warmth settling into your awareness, a gentle calm flowing naturally with the rhythm of the music. Through these intimate gatherings, Chopin began to attract attention from patrons who recognized the subtle brilliance of his art. Among them was George Sand, whose friendship, affection, and understanding of his delicate temperament would leave a profound mark on his life and work. Imagine the soft glow of lamplight reflecting on polished wood, the faint scent of ink and paper, the quiet attentiveness of those gathered around. Let this scene unfold slowly in your mind, each detail softening the edges of thought, drawing you further into gentle relaxation. Performances in the salons were unlike grand public concerts. They were intimate, almost whispered, invitations to enter a world of delicate sound and quiet emotion. The audience did not merely listen. They absorbed the music, letting it settle gently in their hearts, lingering long after the last note had faded. Imagine the subtle vibrations of the piano flowing into the room, like a gentle tide moving through calm waters. Allow that sense of quiet presence to flow through you, each imagined note carrying with it a soft, soothing ease. Chopin's music in these settings was refined, precise, and full of subtlety. The quiet murmur of a mazurka, the delicate phrasing of a nocturne, the intimate resonance of a prelude, all combined to create an atmosphere of reflective stillness. Picture the delicate movements of hands across keys, the soft shiver of strings resonating through the room, and the gentle sway of listeners leaning into the sound. Let your mind move with the rhythm, slow and unhurried, every thought becoming lighter, drifting softly like petals on a calm pond. Patrons and friends not only offered admiration but also vital support, providing Chopin with the freedom to compose, explore, and refine his craft. These relationships were built on mutual respect and understanding, quiet gestures of encouragement, and the subtle reinforcement of trust. Imagine a gentle nod of approval from a mentor, a soft smile from a listener, the warm glow of someone appreciating a delicate phrase played with care. Let this warmth wash over you, a soothing reassurance that accompanies the unfolding story. Amid the intimate performances, Chopin found inspiration not only in the music of his own hands, but in the subtle rhythms of Parisian life. The distant hum of carriages on cobblestone streets, the faint chatter of neighbors, the soft rustle of leaves along quiet avenues, all became threads woven into his compositions. Picture him walking slowly through the city, absorbing its textures, its delicate contrasts of light and shadow, translating them into music that could speak to the heart. Allow your own thoughts to drift with him, slow and soft, each idea settling gently, like sunlight filtering through leaves into a quiet garden. These years also deepened Chopin's understanding of intimacy in music. Unlike the grand halls of later fame, the salon required sensitivity, an awareness of every listener, every subtle reaction, every unspoken question in the room. He learned to shape his music around these soft human responses, crafting phrases that could touch the soul without a single raised voice. Imagine this delicate attention, the quiet focus, the gentle unfolding of melody. Let the same sense of attuned calm spread through your awareness, a subtle stillness that invites rest and reflection. Through his performances, Chopin also discovered the ways in which emotion and technical mastery could intertwine. Each delicate nuance, each pause, each touch on the keys was infused with thought and feeling. Imagine a quiet phrase emerging from his fingers, echoing softly against polished walls, the listener leaning in with silent appreciation, the candlelight flickering gently. Allow your mind to drift with this scene, each imagined vibration easing tension, encouraging calm, and settling the rhythm of thought into a soft, unhurried pace. The patronage Chopin received during these years was not only financial, but also deeply emotional. Supportive friendships and intimate understanding provided him the freedom to explore new textures, subtle harmonic shifts, and tender melodies. Imagine a quiet evening in a Parisian salon, soft music filling the room, conversations hushed, and Chopin himself absorbed in the delicate nuances of his composition. Let this imagery drift through you, a slow, gentle current carrying serenity and soft reflection. Beyond the music, Chopin observed the lives of those around him. He noticed the soft gestures of friends, the quiet pride of patrons, the fleeting expressions of emotion that passed across a listener's face as a note lingered. Each subtle observation became a whisper in his mind, a delicate seed from which a melody could grow. Imagine yourself moving softly through these moments with him, letting the calm, attentive energy infuse your own awareness, settling the mind like sunlight on still water. The quiet intimacy of salon also shaped Chopin's approach to teaching. He welcomed students into these soft spaces, guiding their fingers over keys, showing them the gentle interplay between touch and sound, between emotion and technique. Picture a student watching attentively, Chopin's hands moving over the keys like whispers of guidance, the room holding a calm hush as music unfolds. Let your mind float with this serene pace, a slow, nurturing rhythm that mirrors the gentle unfolding of knowledge and care. By the end of this period, Chopin had honed the delicate interplay of intimacy, emotion, and technical brilliance. His music reflected the subtle beauty of human connection, the quiet depth of observation, and the tender touch of imagination. Each salon performance, each whispered note, Each fleeting glance of encouragement had shaped the young artist, preparing him for the next chapters of his life. Let your awareness rest in this gentle harmony, a soft echo of calm and quiet, as the story continues to unfold. And so, within the soft glow of Parisian salons, among friends, patrons, and the delicate hum of life itself, Frédéric Chopin's music flourished. Each note he played, each phrase he composed, and each bond he nurtured carried the quiet intensity of a life lived with sensitivity, depth, and reflection. The story lingers now, like the soft echo of piano keys in a quiet room, a calm, steady current, inviting your mind and spirit to drift slowly, peacefully, and without hurry into the tender world of Chopin's art. In the quiet moments of Parisian life, Chopin's heart often felt the delicate tug of longing and desire, threads of emotion woven into the soft texture of his days. Imagine him walking through narrow cobblestone streets, the distant murmur of conversation floating on the evening air, the soft glow of gas lamps reflecting off windows. Every sound seems magnified to his sensitive ear. The subtle laughter of children, the gentle footsteps of passers-by, the faint rustle of leaves in the night wind. Let the same gentle awareness settle over you, letting your thoughts drift slowly, softly, each inhalation and exhalation moving like a calm, steady current through your mind. Romantic feelings began to enter his life with an intensity that both thrilled and unsettled him. Relationships, tender yet complex, offered moments of deep connection, but also fragile turbulence. The most enduring of these was his bond with George Sand, a woman whose intellect, independence, and understanding of Chopin's delicate temperament opened a quiet doorway to both love and inspiration. Imagine the soft glow of a Parisian evening, the warmth of a salon or a simple apartment, two souls in quiet dialogue, laughter mingling with the gentle hum of music. Let this gentle warmth flow through your awareness, a subtle reassurance, a tender calm that invites your mind to rest in reflection. Their relationship was not without struggle. Chopin, whose health was ever fragile, found emotional intensity both invigorating and draining. His delicate lungs, prone to coughing and weakness, made long walks and public engagements challenging. Imagine him seated by a window, listening to the muted sounds of the city, a faint ache in his chest, yet a quiet smile crossing his face at the sight of Sand's gentle presence. Allow yourself to share in this serene intimacy, letting a wave of calm settle across your chest and shoulders, soothing every corner of tension, as if the music itself is a soft balm flowing through your being. Despite these personal challenges, Chopin's creativity thrived. The tender melancholy, the longing, and the nuanced emotion he experienced found a voice in his compositions. Each nocturne, prelude, and etude became a delicate reflection of his inner world, a mirror for the beauty, sorrow, and fleeting joy that filled his days. Picture him at the piano, candlelight flickering across the room, hands moving with effortless precision, the soft resonance of keys echoing gently in the quiet space. Let your own awareness drift along with the music, each note a subtle wave carrying your thoughts toward calm and ease. Chopin often transformed personal sorrow into profound musical expression. Heartbreak, disappointment, and yearning were not only endured but transformed into art, each delicate vibration on the piano, a whisper of his soul. Imagine a slow, reflective nocturne unfolding, the melody rising and falling like gentle tides, touching on sadness and hope, loss and serenity. Allow that emotional cadence to move through your mind, slow and unhurried, a tender reflection that encourages calm, contemplation, and restful stillness. Beyond the intimacy of romantic love, Chopin's emotional life was filled with quiet friendships and subtle connections. Fellow musicians, students, and patrons offered moments of encouragement, understanding, and shared experience. Picture small gatherings in soft, candlelit rooms, voices hushed, hands gesturing lightly, smiles exchanged in quiet acknowledgement of mutual appreciation. Let this atmosphere of gentle support seep into your awareness, a soft, steady reassurance that you are present in a calm, safe, and nurturing space. His delicate health influenced both his life and his work. Even on days when weakness or fatigue slowed his movements, his mind remained vibrant, translating the subtleties of observation into music. The faint wheeze of his cough, the gentle rise and fall of his chest, the quiet pauses as he rested. All of these moments became part of the rhythm of his life and, in turn, part of the phrasing of his compositions. Imagine each soft inhalation as a whisper of music, each exhalation releasing tension, drawing you deeper into calm, a slow, gentle rhythm that aligns with the ebb and flow of his delicate body and creative spirit. Love and longing often walked hand in hand in Chopin's days. The connection with George Sand and other intimates brought inspiration, but also moments of quiet tension, a delicate push and pull that mirrored the ebbing dynamics of his music. Imagine a slow prelude rising from the piano, fingers tracing intricate passages, the melody hovering in the air like a gentle sigh. Let your mind settle into that rhythm, each imagined note a soft reminder to relax, to release, to allow the story and the music to carry you effortlessly toward rest. The tenderness in Chopin's works during this period reveals a profound sensitivity to both emotion and sound. Ballades, scherzos, and waltzes intertwined lightness and melancholy, joy and reflection, capturing the nuances of human feeling in ways that were both intimate and universally resonant. Picture a waltz unfolding in a softly lit salon, the gentle steps of dancers barely disturbing the quiet, the music weaving between moments of playful energy and reflective pauses. Allow that gentle interplay to echo within your own awareness, a slow, soft movement guiding your thoughts towards serenity. His nocturnes, in particular, reflected the quiet intensity of his inner world. Each note, each subtle dynamic, each carefully measured pause was imbued with longing, introspection, and delicate beauty. Imagine a single lingering phrase stretching into the air, touching on melancholy yet offering solace, each chord a gentle caress for the mind. Let that sensation wash over you, a slow, calming current that eases your thoughts and draws your awareness into stillness. During this period, Chopin also learned the delicate art of emotional economy. He understood that subtlety could convey far more than overt expression, that the quietest note could carry the deepest weight. Picture a prelude in which the softest keys are pressed with exact intention, the sound lingering in the room like a gentle memory, a tender echo of life's fleeting moments. Allow this understanding to flow into your own awareness, letting your mind absorb the softness, the precision, the calm beauty of restraint, relaxing ever more deeply with each imagined note. Even in the midst of romantic and creative intensity, Chopin cultivated solitude as a sanctuary. In quiet rooms, alone with his thoughts and the piano, he reflected, composed, and rested. Picture him seated in a small apartment, the glow of a single candle illuminating the piano, hands poised with gentle care, music flowing softly, unhurried. Let that solitude envelop you, a protective, calm embrace that encourages your own thoughts to settle, your awareness to drift, and your mind to rest deeply. In these years, every note played and every emotion felt became part of a delicate tapestry. Pain, longing, affection, joy, and introspection wove together to form music of unparalleled subtlety and depth. Imagine the soft resonance of a mazurka, the tender phrasing of a nocturne, the delicate flourish of an etude, each a whisper of the soul, a slow, gentle unfolding of life transformed into sound. Let these images drift through your awareness, each one a soft invitation to release tension, to rest, to allow the rhythm of Chopin's emotional world to lull you gently toward calm. Through heartbreak and inspiration, fragility and brilliance, Chopin continued to shape a body of work that was tender, introspective, and profoundly human. Each composition carried the whispers of intimacy, the gentle echoes of love, and the quiet lessons of longing. Let the resonance of these moments linger in your mind, a soft, unhurried hum of reflection, guiding your thoughts into a serene and contemplative space. By the end of these years, Chopin had woven personal experience, romantic complexity, and delicate creativity into a quiet mastery of expression. His music, though intimate and fragile, reached outward, touching those who listened with subtle, profound beauty. Let your mind settle into that calm, the soft rhythm of his melodies, guiding every thought, every breath, and every moment of awareness toward gentle rest. And so, in the tender spaces of Parisian rooms, amid love, longing, fragile health, and enduring creativity, Frédéric Chopin's artistry deepened. Each note, each pause, and each phrase carried the quiet weight of experience, reflection, and emotion. The story flows now, like a soft, lingering melody, a gentle river of calm that invites your mind, body, and spirit to drift slowly, peacefully, and without hurry into the intimate, luminous world of Chopin's music. As the soft years in Paris continued, Chopin's music began to stretch and deepen, growing in nuance, confidence, and introspection. Imagine him seated at a small piano in a warmly lit room, the gentle murmur of the city beyond his window, sunlight or lamplight falling softly on polished wood, dust motes drifting lazily through the air. Let the gentle quiet of this scene wash over your awareness, softening thoughts, slowing the mind, and carrying a sense of calm and presence. In these years, Chopin's compositions began to explore the full expressive range of the piano. The ballads emerged, sweeping narratives of tension and release, whispers and storms, delicate gestures and bold declarations. Picture a single ballad unfolding, each note a gentle ripple, each phrase a soft sigh or a tender embrace. As you imagine the music, let it move slowly through your mind, drawing you into a reflective, serene space. Each imagined vibration, a subtle lull that encourages relaxation and ease. The scherzos he composed during this period carried a unique blend of energy and introspection. Unlike conventional forms, Chopin's scherzos shifted effortlessly between lightness and gravity, between playfulness and melancholy. Imagine one softly rising from his fingers, a dance of sound that teeters delicately on the edge of exuberance and longing. Allow your thoughts to follow the movement of the notes, drifting gently along the curves of melody and harmony, each phrase softening your awareness and drawing it inward toward calm. Polish rhythms continued to thread through his work, especially in the mazurkas and polonaises. Even as Chopin matured, he remained deeply attuned to the sounds and spirit of his homeland. Picture the subtle inflections of a mazurka, a rhythm gently rocking like a slow, swaying boat on quiet waters. Feel the serenity of that rhythm as it unfolds, the music carrying both pride and wistful longing, each note a soft echo of distant fields, small villages, and the tender pulse of home. Allow your mind to move in sync with the subtle sway, a gentle back and forth that encourages rest and ease. In the middle years, Chopin's nocturnes reached new heights of delicacy and emotional resonance. These works, intimate and reflective, offered space for both listener and performer to breathe, to linger, to feel without urgency. Picture a nocturne opening slowly, notes barely pressing the air, each one vibrating softly, lingering like a memory or a whisper. Let that sensation seep into your own awareness, a subtle warmth and calmness that moves through the mind and body, softening edges and quieting tension. Chopin's etudes, too, evolved from purely technical exercises into works of profound expression. Each etude became both a challenge and a meditation, requiring precision, control, and emotional depth. Imagine a single etude, fingers tracing the keys with delicate intent, the music unfolding like a gentle river with shifting currents. Let your attention drift with the flow of the piece, each rising scale and descending chord encouraging your own thoughts to rise and fall gently, softening and slowing, like a calm tide moving over the sand. During this period, Chopin's music often reflected the subtle interplay of melancholy, longing, and fleeting joy. His compositions were deeply personal, intimate in scale, yet universal in resonance. Picture a waltz emerging under his fingertips, a soft circle of sound that moves gracefully, yet with a quiet weight of emotion. Let your imagination enter that waltz, each turn and step of melody, a gentle invitation to release tension, to allow thoughts to float like leaves on a slow river, soft and unhurried. Chopin's mastery of touch became ever more refined. He explored the finest nuances of dynamics, the softest whispers of sound, the gentlest accent, the smallest pause. Imagine him leaning slightly over the keys, concentrating on the subtlest shading of a note, the delicate shaping of a phrase. Let that sensitivity resonate within you, a slow, attentive awareness that encourages calm observation and gentle reflection, the mind settling into a quiet, receptive state. He also experimented with harmonic and rhythmic complexity, crafting melodies that could twist, turn, and fold upon themselves like a softly folding fabric of sound. Picture a passage of music unfolding, each chord resolving with quiet inevitability, each subtle modulation, a gentle surprise, a soft nudge of awareness. Allow your mind to follow the flow without effort, drifting through the contours of the music, the tension and resolution mirroring a slow, soothing rise and fall in thought and breath. Throughout these middle years, Chopin's music maintained its tender intimacy. Even as his reputation grew and his works gained recognition across Europe, his compositions remained private conversations between the artist and the listener. Picture a small, candlelit room in Paris, Chopin playing for a few attentive friends or students, the soft echo of each note lingering in the air. Let yourself enter that quiet space, letting the calm presence of music and attentive listeners settle over you like a soft blanket, the mind and body growing steady and serene. Chopin's creativity was often intertwined with his physical and emotional state. On days of weakness or fatigue, he would compose gently, allowing the limitations of his body to guide the pacing, the phrasing, the delicate balance of sound. Imagine him sitting by a window, sunlight or lamplight illuminating his hands as they move slowly, intentionally over the keys. Let the sense of careful, thoughtful pacing seep into your own awareness, a gentle rhythm that encourages relaxation, calm, and steady attention without effort. As he explored technical innovation, Chopin's music never lost its reflective and tender quality. Each melody, whether soaring or subdued, carried a subtle narrative, a quiet story of longing, reflection, or fleeting joy. Picture a passage of music rising softly, pausing, then continuing with delicate insistence, each note a tiny gesture of emotion. Let your mind mirror this gentle unfolding, thoughts rising and falling slowly, each one melting softly into the next, a calm and steady tide. The emotional depth of these middle compositions also reflects Chopin's growing awareness of the human condition. Joy, sorrow, pride, longing, and introspection all intertwine, offering a music that speaks softly yet profoundly to the listener. Picture an etude or nocturne resonating in a silent room, each note a delicate echo of feeling, a whisper of empathy. Allow that subtle resonance to flow through your own awareness, a quiet current that eases the mind and encourages calm reflection. Chopin's skill in balancing contrast and nuance became a hallmark of these years. Lightness and gravity, simplicity and complexity, reflection and exuberance, all coexisted in delicate equilibrium. Imagine a ballad that moves effortlessly from a playful motif into a moment of tender melancholy, each shift soft, natural, and unhurried. Let your mind drift along the transitions, each gentle change guiding awareness into a slow, steady rhythm of thought and relaxation. He also continued to refine the expressive potential of harmony and modulation. Even subtle shifts in tonality carried emotional weight, creating a quiet, immersive world in each composition. Picture the gentle sway of harmonies, the rise and fall of melodies, each note unfolding like petals opening in a soft, sunlit garden. Allow that imagery to settle in your mind, a slow, soothing reflection that mirrors the tender unfolding of Chopin's musical universe. Throughout the middle years, Chopin remained deeply attuned to the emotional lives of those around him. He listened closely, observed quietly, and transformed these impressions into music that felt personal yet universal. Imagine him sitting at the piano, recalling the soft laughter of friends, the subtle gestures of intimacy, the fleeting expressions of joy and sorrow. Let these gentle recollections become part of the unfolding story in your awareness, a tender, calming presence that guides you softly toward rest. By the end of this period, Chopin had shaped a body of work that was delicate, profound, and uniquely expressive. Ballades, waltzes, nocturnes, etudes, and mazurkas from these years reflect both technical mastery and deep emotional insight. Each piece, whether performed for a small salon or composed in private, carries a quiet, lasting resonance. Let your awareness absorb that resonance, the subtle echoes of melody and harmony, infusing your thoughts with calm, gentle ease, a soft unfolding of serenity and reflection. And so, in the quiet intensity of Parisian rooms, in the delicate interplay of melody and emotion, Frédéric Chopin's middle years became a period of remarkable artistry. Each composition carries a soft echo of his heart, a tender expression of sensitivity, longing, and joy. The music lingers now like a slow, gentle river, inviting your mind, your thoughts, and your spirit to drift effortlessly, peacefully, and without hurry into the luminous, intimate world of Chopin's piano. As Chopin moved further into his life in Paris, the quiet intensity of his music continued to deepen, spreading its influence gently across the world. Imagine him walking along narrow, softly lit streets, the faint sounds of the city floating around him, the distant clatter of carriage wheels, the muted murmur of conversation, the soft rustle of leaves in the evening wind. Let these sounds dissolve into your awareness, a slow, soothing current that encourages your thoughts to soften and drift, your mind settling into calm reflection. Though often reserved in public, Chopin's presence was keenly felt in intimate spaces. Salons, small concert halls, and private gatherings became arenas where his music and ideas touched listeners with subtle yet profound impact. Picture a small candlelit room filled with attentive friends and students, the soft glow reflecting off polished wood, the quiet anticipation in the air. Let yourself enter this space, letting a gentle calm envelop your awareness as you listen to each delicate note, each subtle phrase, each whisper of emotion captured in sound. Chopin's teaching became a central part of his legacy. He welcomed students into quiet rooms, guiding them not only in the mechanics of piano technique, but in the delicate art of emotional expression. Imagine him seated beside a student at the piano, his hands hovering briefly over the keys, demonstrating a subtle nuance, a gentle shading of tone. Allow the serenity of this moment to flow through your mind, a calm, measured presence that encourages your own thoughts to slow, to soften, to drift. His influence extended far beyond individual instruction. Through correspondence, mentorship, and the quiet power of example, Chopin shaped a generation of pianists and composers who would carry his delicate, introspective style into the wider world. Picture letters exchanged with students, inked carefully on soft, textured paper, thoughts flowing slowly, each phrase infused with gentle encouragement and subtle wisdom. Let this slow, considered rhythm of thought echo in your own awareness, a soft, calming pulse that mirrors the tender unfolding of his guidance. Despite his reclusive tendencies, Chopin performed in public from time to time, his music resonating in concert halls and salons across Europe. Picture a quiet audience leaning forward in anticipation, the soft rustle of movement, the gentle hush as he sits at the piano. Let your mind drift with the soft opening notes, the subtle rise and fall of melody and harmony guiding your thoughts into reflective stillness. Each imagined vibration, a gentle wave of calm. Chopin's compositions during these years continue to reflect a delicate interplay between Polish tradition and universal romantic expression. The rhythms and mazurkas and polonaises carried the pulse of his homeland, while his ballads, nocturnes, and etudes spoke in a language that could be understood by hearts far from Poland. Imagine a single phrase unfolding, the gentle resonance of home and the wider world intermingling, a quiet narrative in sound. Allow that resonance to flow into your awareness, a soothing current that carries reflection, empathy, and serenity. The subtlety of Chopin's artistry became a model for composers who followed. His use of nuanced dynamics, expressive phrasing, and intimate scale inspired others to explore the piano's emotional capacity in ways both tender and profound. Picture a student carefully tracing his delicate ornamentations, a teacher demonstrating the gentle rise and fall of a phrase, a room filled with soft, attentive listening. Let this imagery settle in your mind like a warm, unhurried wave, each imagined note a gentle invitation to ease and reflection. Chopin's music also began to reach audiences across borders, performed in salons and concert halls from Vienna to London, and eventually inspiring generations beyond Europe. Picture distant listeners, eyes closed, ears attuned, bodies relaxing as the soft melodies wash over them. Allow yourself to join them in this imagined space, letting the calm, reflective tones move through your awareness, slowing the rhythm of thought and encouraging gentle, restful presence. In his teaching and correspondence, Chopin emphasized the importance of expression over technical display. Each student learned not only to master the keys, but to let emotion flow naturally, to translate the subtle beauty of life into music. Picture a slow etude unfolding under a student's fingers, Chopin's quiet encouragement guiding each motion, each delicate phrase. Allow this imagery to drift through your mind, each imagined movement, a wave of calm and soft focus, the rhythm of learning matching the rhythm of thought and breath. Chopin's delicate health continued to influence both his work and his lifestyle. Even as weakness sometimes slowed his movements, his creative energy remained undiminished. Picture him composing in a quiet room, leaning gently over the piano, hands moving with measured precision, thoughts absorbed in melody, harmony, and nuance. Let the serenity of the scene settle into your awareness, each imagined gesture carrying a soft, calming weight, slowing the mind and easing tension. In the midst of his teaching, composing, and selective performances, Chopin maintained a reflective life. He observed the rhythms of nature, the subtleties of human expression, and the quiet passage of time, translating these impressions into music of profound intimacy. Imagine him walking along a Parisian street in the early morning, the light soft, the city hushed, noticing the gentle sway of a branch, the quiet expression on a passerby's face, the faint ripple of sound from a distant piano. Allow this quiet observation to fill your mind, a slow, steady awareness that carries your thoughts into gentle calm. Chopin's works from these years show an increasingly sophisticated understanding of texture, voice leading, and harmonic shading. Each composition is a tapestry of sound, each note carefully considered, each phrase crafted to convey delicate emotion. Imagine a nocturne where the melody hovers like mist, a ballad where tension and release intertwine softly, an etude where technical precision and reflective feeling merge seamlessly. Let each imagined passage soothe your awareness, encouraging the mind to drift, to soften, to follow the gentle current of music into quiet contemplation. The quiet influence of Chopin extended into the salons, the concert halls, and even the personal study rooms of students and admirers. Picture a young pianist practicing a Chopin prelude, fingers gliding slowly, absorbed in the subtleties of rhythm and touch, the delicate phrasing of melody unfolding with soft persistence. Let your awareness move with the imagined motion, each imagined note, a gentle pulse guiding thought and breath into a slow, unhurried cadence. Chopin's music also carried emotional depth that transcended language. His compositions conveyed longing, reflection, joy, melancholy, and intimacy, creating a silent dialogue between performer and listener. Imagine a soft melody drifting through a room, resonating quietly in the hearts of those who hear it. Allow that resonance to ripple through your awareness, a gentle current of emotion and calm that encourages the mind to release tension, to settle, and to rest in the subtle beauty of sound. Through teaching, performing, and composing, Chopin created a subtle but enduring legacy. His music nurtured a quiet attentiveness, an appreciation for delicacy, and a capacity for reflection in those who encountered it. Picture a candlelit room, a soft prelude unfolding, listeners leaning in gently, absorbed in the tender artistry of each note. Let this imagery carry your mind into the same calm, reflective space, each imagined sound guiding thoughts into softness, each imagined gesture a slow, soothing embrace. Even as his health waned, Chopin's artistic influence continued to grow. The music he created, the lessons he imparted, and the inspiration he shared with friends, students, and listeners spread across generations. Imagine the gentle echo of his melodies lingering in salons, concert halls, and personal spaces, a soft, persistent resonance of beauty and reflection. Allow yourself to rest in this quiet continuity, each imagined vibration of music aligning with your own sense of calm and serenity. By the end of these years, Chopin had become not only a master of the piano, but a subtle guide for musical expression, emotional reflection, and delicate artistry. His legacy was not only in the notes he composed, but in the spaces of calm, contemplation, and emotional resonance he created. Let your awareness absorb that calm, each imagined passage a soft invitation to release, to reflect, and to rest, as the gentle influence of his music settles into your mind and heart. In the quiet intimacy of Paris, among students, friends, and listeners, Frédéric Chopin's life became a testament to the power of subtlety, reflection, and tenderness. Each composition, each lesson, each carefully considered performance carried the quiet weight of emotional depth and artistic brilliance. The story flows now like a soft, slow river, carrying the mind, body, and spirit toward gentle calm, reflection, and unhurried rest, into the luminous, intimate world that Chopin crafted so tenderly and profoundly. As Chopin entered the final years of his life, Paris remained both a place of refuge and a source of quiet melancholy. Imagine him seated at a piano in a softly lit room, the city beyond his window muted by distance and memory. The faint rustle of leaves, the gentle murmur of distant conversation, the slow passage of light across the floor, all carry a serene, unhurried rhythm. Let that rhythm flow into your awareness, each soft sound, imagined or real, guiding your mind to settle, to slow, to rest. His health, fragile for many years, became an ever-present companion. The delicate rhythm of breath, the gentle effort of movement, and the quiet awareness of body limits shaped his days and his music. Picture Chopin resting between compositions, inhaling slowly, exhaling with gentle care, hands hovering above the keys with careful deliberation. Allow the same gentle cadence to settle over your own mind, each imagined breath softening thought, each imagined gesture dissolving tension, a lullaby of awareness carrying you into calm reflection. Despite illness, Chopin's creativity never waned. In these final years, his compositions carried a heightened intimacy and introspection, a quiet acceptance of life's transience. Picture him leaning lightly over the piano, fingers tracing subtle melodies, notes falling like soft raindrops on still water. Let the gentle imagery of music washing over him also wash over your awareness. Each imagined note a soft wave that eases the mind, releasing lingering stress and inviting the body to relax. His late works, delicate nocturnes, preludes, and etudes, reveal the tender, reflective core of his artistry. Each note seems imbued with both longing and serenity, a profound understanding of beauty and impermanence. Imagine a single prelude unfolding slowly, the melody rising and falling with gentle inevitability, a soft echo of life itself. Allow that imagined music to resonate within you, a subtle hum of calm carrying awareness into softness and rest, a slow, unhurried journey of reflection. Even in moments of extreme fatigue, Chopin's hands continue to shape music with precision and tenderness. The delicate phrasing, subtle harmonies, and quiet dynamics of these later compositions embody a profound sensitivity. Picture him pressing a key lightly, listening intently to the sound, pausing, then continuing with measured care. Let the gentle intention of each action echo in your own mind, a soft rhythm that aligns with the rising and falling of breath, the slow unfolding of thought, the subtle flow of relaxation. Chopin's health often forced him to retreat from public performance, but the intimacy of small gatherings continued to nurture him and his music. Picture a private room where friends, students, and admirers gather quietly, listening with hushed attention as he plays. The soft resonance of piano notes mingles with the warmth of candlelight, the gentle rustle of attentive bodies, and the slow, comforting passage of time. Allow yourself to enter that space, letting the calm, tender atmosphere envelop your awareness, a soft embrace of presence and serenity. Even as weakness settled into his body, Chopin's music spoke with clarity and emotional depth. His late compositions reflect a serene acceptance of life, a delicate interplay of melancholy and grace. Imagine a nocturne unfolding in a quiet room, each note a gentle sigh, each phrase a tender reflection. Let the melody flow through your mind, each imagined vibration softening awareness, guiding thought and emotion into a state of restful calm. Chopin's emotional world remained rich, despite illness. He continued to observe the subtleties of life, a friend's quiet smile, the sway of a tree in the wind, the distant laughter of children. Each impression found its way into music, each detail transformed into melody. Imagine these observations as faint, luminous threads weaving through the air, gentle patterns of sound and feeling that drift softly into your awareness, quieting the mind and encouraging reflective ease. During this time, he also nurtured students and corresponded with friends, offering guidance, encouragement, and subtle insight. Picture letters written carefully by candlelight, words flowing slowly, each sentence imbued with warmth and thoughtfulness. Let the rhythm of this quiet communication settle into your awareness, a gentle cadence that slows thought, softens attention, and guides the mind into restful, contemplative stillness. Chopin's late works, though sometimes composed in solitude and weakness, resonate with a delicate universality. Even as his physical form grew frail, the music carries strength, beauty, and emotional truth. Imagine the soft echo of a prelude or nocturne lingering in the air, a subtle vibration that touches both heart and mind. Allow that imagined resonance to flow into your awareness, each note a gentle wave dissolving tension, each phrase a soft invitation to stillness and calm. His final compositions reflect a profound awareness of time, memory, and fleeting joy. Each piece seems to capture the delicate interplay of hope, reflection, and quiet surrender. Picture Chopin at the piano, fingers moving slowly, each note a conscious breath, each chord a tender acknowledgement of life's impermanence. Let that imagery guide your own thoughts into softness, a steady, unhurried current of calm flowing through awareness and body alike. Even as the weight of mortality pressed upon him, Chopin's music remained a bridge between the intimate and the universal. His melodies speak not only to those who knew him, but to anyone willing to listen, their quiet beauty and emotional depth transcending time and place. Imagine the sound of a nocturne drifting gently into a distant room, touching unseen ears with tenderness. Allow your mind to follow that gentle path, thoughts slowing, awareness softening as the music carries you toward stillness. In these final years, Chopin's presence was often quieter, his movements slower, but his impact continued to ripple through the musical world. He inspired students, friends, and listeners, teaching through example, through subtle guidance, and through the enduring beauty of his compositions. Picture a small gathering, listening to a late etude, notes rising and falling like soft waves, each one a whisper of the composer's inner life. Let that whisper flow into your awareness, a slow, soft rhythm that eases thought and nurtures calm. As he approached the end of his life in 1849, Chopin's music carried the essence of all he had experienced: love, longing, reflection, tenderness, and serenity. Imagine the gentle echo of a final nocturne filling a quiet room, the soft fading of notes into silence, each phrase lingering like a gentle memory. Allow the quiet to settle into your own awareness. Each imagined sound softening thought, each pause a tender invitation to rest, to release, to drift gently into calm. Even after his passing, the influence of Chopin's music endured. His compositions became cherished across Europe and the world, performed by pianists who carried the intimacy, sensitivity, and reflective depth of his art into new generations. Picture distant concert halls, the soft light of chandeliers, attentive listeners leaning into the gentle unfolding of melody. Let that imagined scene resonate in your mind, a calm current of continuity and beauty, a reminder that tenderness, reflection, and artistry persist beyond time. Chopin's legacy is not only technical mastery or innovative form, but the quiet, profound emotional resonance of each note. His music, delicate yet universal, remains a soft companion for reflection, rest, and contemplation. Picture a gentle piano phrase, slowly rising and falling, a tender echo across time. Allow that imagined sound to carry your awareness into quiet calm, a soft, steady pulse of serenity that moves through the mind, body, and spirit. In his final years, Frédéric Chopin transformed personal fragility, solitude, and reflection into art of enduring beauty. Each composition, each tender phrase, each quiet nuance carries the weight of his experience, yet moves lightly through the air, touching hearts softly and profoundly. Let the calm, gentle resonance of his late works settle in your awareness, a slow, unhurried current guiding thoughts, breath, and consciousness into restful stillness, into the luminous and intimate world of Chopin's music. In the quiet of Paris, in rooms dimly lit, with candles flickering and shadows stretching softly across polished wood floors, Chopin's music lives on, a tender, reflective, and universal testament to sensitivity, brilliance, and the enduring beauty of the human heart. Allow that gentle presence to fill your mind now, each note a soft guide into calm, each pause an invitation to rest, to float, to linger peacefully in the quiet intimacy of a world shaped by music, reflection, and love. As we draw the story of Frédéric Chopin to a close, imagine yourself once again in a quiet, softly lit room. Perhaps you are lying down, the body heavy and supported, the mind calm and open, letting the gentle cadence of thought ebb and flow like slow, steady waves. Each imagined sound, each phrase of memory, each recollection of his life can now drift around you softly, without urgency, as if carried by a quiet breeze through the spaces of your awareness. Chopin was a man of contradictions, yet these contradictions shaped the delicate artistry that remains with us today. Fragile yet fierce, reserved yet profoundly expressive, solitary yet reaching across time and space through the universal language of music. Picture him walking through the streets of Warsaw, the countryside of Zelazowa Wola, or the intimate salons of Paris, each step slow and measured, each gesture imbued with thoughtfulness and attention. Allow that gentle rhythm to echo within your mind, each imagined footstep a slow pulse guiding your awareness into serenity. Throughout his life, Chopin was attuned to the smallest details. The rustle of leaves, the distant laughter of children, the soft murmur of a passing conversation, the rise and fall of breath, and the subtle vibrations of sound. Every observation, every fleeting impression, found its way into his compositions, shaping music that speaks both quietly and profoundly. Imagine these impressions as faint, luminous threads weaving softly through the air, drifting through your mind like gentle streams, carrying you along with their calm, reflective flow. His music, tender and intimate, captures emotions that are both deeply personal and universally felt. From the gentle rhythms of the mazurkas and polonaises, carrying the soul of Poland, to the reflective and serene nocturnes, preludes and ballads, each piece is a conversation with the listener, quiet, nuanced, and unhurried. Picture a room filled with these melodies, each note a soft ripple, each phrase a tender whisper. Allow those imagined sounds to flow through your awareness, drawing attention inward, softening thought, and slowing the mind toward rest. Chopin's life was marked by early prodigious talent, the rigors of study, the exploration of technique, and a continual search for expressive depth. He moved from the quiet village of his birth into bustling cities, from the intimate halls of Polish nobility to the cosmopolitan salons of Paris. In every space he remained sensitive to the rhythms of life, the subtleties of human expression, and the tender interplay of joy and melancholy. Let yourself wander through these imagined spaces, each scene unfolding softly, each detail lingering like a gentle echo in your mind, fostering a slow, calming awareness. Despite fragile health, personal heartache, and moments of profound loneliness, Chopin's creative spirit endured. He transformed introspection into beauty, solitude into intimacy, and the small, tender experiences of daily life into music that resonates across time. Picture him at a piano, hands hovering lightly over the keys, shaping sound with exquisite care, each note a reflection of his inner world. Let the subtle reverberations of these imagined notes ripple through your awareness, each one a gentle pulse guiding thought and emotion into quiet, restful focus. The emotional depth of his music invites us to experience a kind of reflective stillness, a slow, meditative awareness of beauty, fragility, and longing. Imagine the soft, lilting rise of a nocturne, the tender sway of a mazurka, the gentle cadence of a prelude. Each phrase a soft sigh, a whisper of the heart. Allow these imagined melodies to move through you, each note a wave of calm dissolving tension, easing thought, and inviting profound relaxation. Even as he reached the later years of his life, Chopin remained dedicated to teaching, performing selectively, and composing with meticulous care. The quiet intimacy of his work with students, the gentle guidance of his mentorship, and the soft influence of his example shaped generations of musicians who carried his legacy forward. Picture a student seated at a piano, fingers tracing delicate passages, guided by Chopin's soft instruction. Let the gentle rhythm of this imagined lesson permeate your awareness, each imagined movement, each tender phrase inviting calm, focused attention and restful contemplation. Chopin's compositions of the final years carry an intensified depth of reflection. They are infused with the awareness of life's impermanence, the tenderness of memory, and the subtle interplay of melancholy and grace. Picture a nocturne from his last years, notes rising slowly and falling softly, echoing through a quiet room, each phrase a tender meditation. Allow that imagined music to sink into your mind, dissolving tension, slowing thought, and inviting the body into complete, unhurried ease. Throughout his life, Chopin's music remained both intensely personal and universally expressive. It reflects the landscapes of Poland, the intimate salons of Paris, and the quiet spaces of human experience. Love, longing, joy, sorrow, introspection, and reflection. Imagine these elements flowing together in a gentle current, a stream of melody and emotion that carries awareness softly forward. Let your own thoughts drift along this current, unhurried, weightless, and calm. Chopin's legacy is not measured only by the notes he left behind, but by the emotional resonance those notes continue to create. His music invites us to listen carefully, to feel deeply, and to enter a space of quiet contemplation. Picture a world where each listener finds a private chamber of serenity within the music, where the soft unfolding of melody encourages reflection, stillness, and a sense of peace. Allow that imagined space to expand in your mind, a gentle room of calm that holds attention without effort, softening thought and body alike. As the years pass, Chopin's compositions remain a sanctuary. Each mazurka, polonaise, nocturne, ballade, and prelude carries a whisper of the composer's soul, a tender reflection of human experience, and a quiet, unhurried presence that encourages the listener to slow, to breathe, and to rest. Imagine these works filling a room, each note soft and deliberate, each phrase a gentle invitation to let go, a lullaby for the mind and heart. Let yourself sink deeper into this imagined music, the awareness of sound dissolving tension, slowing thought, and fostering profound relaxation. Chopin's music also teaches a subtle but powerful lesson, that sensitivity, reflection, and attention to the smallest details can shape a life and leave a lasting impact. His quiet observation of the world, his care for nuance, and his tender introspection created compositions that transcend time and geography. Picture these qualities as soft light spreading across your awareness, illuminating each thought gently, easing tension and inviting calm. Allow yourself to absorb this light, each imagined ray a wave of serenity guiding body and mind toward rest. In his life and music, Chopin exemplified the delicate balance between fragility and strength. He faced illness, loneliness, and heartache, yet he created works of immense emotional power and enduring beauty. Imagine the gentle rise and fall of a nocturne's melody, the soft sway of a waltz, the tender articulation of a prelude, each phrase a reflection of resilience expressed with quiet grace. Let these imagined notes carry your mind and body into stillness, a slow and steady rhythm that soothes awareness and eases the passage of thought. The quiet intimacy of his compositions also serves as a reminder that greatness need not always be loud or forceful. True artistry, as Chopin demonstrated, can be subtle, reflective, and profoundly moving. Imagine sitting in a candlelit room, the soft echo of piano notes filling the space, each note a gentle touch, each phrase a whisper of beauty. Allow your awareness to rest in this imagined scene, each imagined vibration softening thought, slowing breath, and inviting the body to relax deeply and completely. Chopin's legacy is therefore both musical and human, a testament to the enduring power of sensitivity, reflection, and emotional honesty. His life reminds us that even amidst fragility, solitude, and uncertainty, it is possible to create something that resonates with universal meaning. Picture his music extending outward, carrying the echoes of his delicate expressions into the hearts of listeners across the world. Allow yourself to imagine being carried gently along these currents of sound, weightless, calm, and embraced by quiet serenity. Even now, as the melodies of Chopin's life continue to drift through time, they offer solace and reflection, a sanctuary for those seeking calm and introspection. Imagine a final, soft prelude rising and falling, a gentle cadence that lingers in the mind, each note dissolving tension, each phrase inviting release. Let your own awareness align with that cadence, the breath and mind slowing in harmony with imagined sound, body sinking fully into rest. And so, the story of Frédéric Chopin comes to a gentle close. From the quiet fields of Célestat-Woulin to the intimate salons of Paris, from early prodigious talent to the final reflective compositions, his life was a testament to the power of sensitivity, introspection, and emotional resonance. Each note, each phrase, each subtle nuance carries forward the essence of a man who lived quietly yet profoundly, and whose music continues to touch hearts across generations. Imagine that quiet legacy surrounding you now, a soft, luminous presence that fills awareness with calm, serenity, and gentle reflection. Chopin's music, like the gentle rustle of autumn leaves, the soft flicker of candlelight, or the quiet murmur of a distant stream, continues to soothe, inspire, and cradle the listener into rest. Let your mind linger in that imagery. Each imagined sound, each imagined movement, each imagined note, a soft guide into stillness. Allow the awareness of his tender artistry to permeate every thought, every breath, every moment of the present, leaving only serenity, softness, and a sense of completion. As you drift with these final reflections, know that the life and music of Frédéric Chopin are companions in quiet contemplation. His melodies, tender and profound, offer a safe space to release the mind, to soften thought, to rest deeply. Imagine the last note of a nocturne fading slowly into silence, the echo lingering like a gentle caress, and let that echo carry you fully into calm, into stillness, into rest. Now, with awareness slow and gentle, with thoughts softening and dissolving, and with a sense of serene completion, we leave Chopin's world for now. His music remains a timeless, tender, and unhurried companion. Imagine the melodies surrounding you, gentle and embracing, carrying you into the quiet intimacy of your own reflective space. Breathe softly, settle fully, and allow the calm resonance of his life and music to linger like a soft, luminous glow, wrapping the mind, body, and spirit in lasting peace. Frédéric Chopin, fragile yet fierce, private yet universal, tender yet profound, continues to whisper across time, offering gentle solace, quiet reflection, and the unhurried, enduring beauty of music that rests within the heart.